my half.
Yep.
Speaking of my half of the show,
It is.
We should theoretically be live to YouTube now. So, hey guys, how you doing? Welcome. This is Awesome Hardware. It's a live show. We stream every Tuesday evening, and we discuss technology, computers mostly, DIY computers, gaming computers is kind of our focus, I suppose.
Yep.
We also drink beer on the show. We use adult language, so don't watch if you don't like either of those things. Not like in excess with either of those things. We try to keep it to a reasonable amount, as Kyle's demonstrating right now. Exactly.
That's just how I sip casually.
We also support our show and our channels and the work that we do with merchandise and stuff. So if you'd like to help us, out and get yourself some merch at the same time, check out our stores, pulsehardware.net for my store. Got some metallic print thumbscrew tees and lightweight hoodies on sale right now. Hoodies on sale. Hey, that's great for winter coming up.
Yeah.
Feel free to peruse that. If you happen to buy something during the show, we will give you a big ol' shout out at the end during the after party, which is going to be lots of fun.
Beautiful.
Also, huge announcement right now. Look at that. Look at that reveal right there.
Yeah, look at that.
Reveal.
Woo! Yes.
This is the bitwit.tech, Kyle's store.
Yeah, we have a new logo.
He has a new logo.
New rebrand.
This is the first time anyone has ever seen this logo.
Pretty much.
Including Kyle. It's up there.
I love it. You know, I'm surprised, but I can work with it. So this is our new logo. It's a heatsink, in case you couldn't tell.
Oh yeah.
It's very simple, clean. We spent a lot of time on this, designing this. I worked with a guy named Richard. Want to shout out to him. He was actually a fan who emailed me, just like, hey, shot in the dark if you need a designer. And I was like, I'm gonna roll the dice, because we get, you know, you and I, we probably get dozens of emails a day.
Designers hit me up all the time.
All the time. And for some reason, I just decided to roll the dice, and it turned out great. So I'm really happy that the design is where we want it to be. So if you guys like it, if you want to support the channel, feel free to buy something. There's also a rebrand on the actual channel page. So if you go to youtube.com/bitwit, you'll see that the new banner is there, the new logo. It's all in Hotline colors, Hotline 2 specifically, which looks pretty badass, IMO. And
what are we looking at? Your
just the channel page, the actual channel. We've been working on this for like 2. I want to say like 2 months. It feels like longer than that. But
is it not updated yet, or did you update it and it's not updated on?
That's updated, but you might not see the actual profile picture. It's updated on my computer, but that's probably just because it's the device I uploaded the picture from.
Depends what server you're accessing, I suppose.
Yeah. But the heatsink logo will be there as well in Hotline colors. But yeah, plenty of merchandise with the new logo. Guys, feel free to let us know what you think. And thank you. Thank you for
chat was rolling by. A lot of people
for the support so far.
A lot of people were giving their opinions on what they thought it looked like.
Okay, cool. I hope no one's offended. I hope no one's like, you know, it kind of looks like, I don't know, a swastika or something. That was the only thing that.
I don't think it looks like a swastika.
Okay, good. That was literally my only concern. Then we're good.
non swastika. All right,
cool.
Setting the bar there.
Yep. New
all right,
logo.
guys. So thanks to all of you for your support. If you're buying merch, good times. Also, a big shout out to our mods who are in chat. Cell processing as well as Crafty Hack. I'm about to burp. Sorry. Anyway, they're great people.
They are,
and we thank them for their.
They've sacrificed a lot
for
us.
And efforts on our behalf. All right, let's dive into some tech news. We have some late breaking stuff. If you guys are watching on Twitch, you might have noticed that when we first kicked off the stream, we were watching the tail end of another live stream that was going on over on Gamers Nexus.
Yes.
Our good friend Steve over there decided to do a live stream in order to share some news because it was kind of breaking news. He apparently went to an Intel briefing he flew out early this morning, went to New York, did a briefing, flew back. On his way back, it was revealed via email that the embargo for this information that had been shared with him, which wasn't supposed to go out to be made public until, I believe, the 7th of October, is being made public now. Or basically, they completely pulled back the embargo date. And I believe that was because the information was leaked on videocards.com. Here's an Engadget article about it, though, which I pulled up because, lots of articles popping up about this right now. And this one happened to have the meaty details, which are in this picture right here, which I will view so you guys can look. There it is. This is the Intel high-end desktop lineup that they have just announced. New Core X series processors, 10 series Core X processors. And there's just to talk about the high level right off the bat, naming scheme, really bad. Really difficult they're just really long numbers. 10980XE, the Intel Core i9 10980XE is the top end one. They all have 5-digit numbers with an X or an XE on the end. So that's, we'll deal with that later. Pricing though, just about half of what Intel has dared to charge for processors of this caliber and this core count and stuff than before.
Highly competitive.
Pretty competitive. Way to go, AMD, for making Intel, forcing them, I would say, in some respects, to answer back in this way.
Yeah.
And I think as Steve mentioned on his stream, Intel has some really cool, compelling processors at the high end, but it's just really difficult to recommend them for the price of like $2,000. At $1,000, competing with like your Threadripper 2s out there, and upcoming we're expecting Threadripper 3s, it makes it a much more interesting thing. And I think, like, if you want to get down to fundamentals, this is really just what people have been looking for. Just some competition, some back and forth, and Intel sort of finally, like, all right, looking at their sales numbers or something and figuring, like, all right, we're going to need to like, take this opinion of our products that we have, that we think they're worth this much, and we're going to need to bring it in line with what's actually available on the market right now.
Yeah.
And that seems to be what they've done. So if you want to look at the bright side of this, absolutely, is that anyone who's maybe considering a high-end desktop builds in the near future, and we're still not 100% sure when these are going to launch, but we're talking possibly November, has quite a few options, or at least 4 options here in these 4 chips. Just to run down them real quick, at the top, the flagship is the i9 10980XE. It has a base clock of 3 gigahertz, Intel Turbo Boost 4.6 gigahertz, all-core turbo speed 3.8, and then Turbo Boost Max 3.0, which they're bringing to these processors as well, goes up to 4.8 gigahertz. So you notice we have like 4 different listings for frequencies, and I'm sure there's going to be more details on this as far as like what frequency it's actually running, depending on how much load is on it and different cores. But they're doing the all-core turbo speed 3.8. And these are, of course, going to be unlocked for overclocking, so that's cool too. That's an 18-core, 36-thread CPU. It's got 24.75 megs of L3 cache, up to 72 total platform PCIe 3.0 lanes, which I believe still means that it has the standard 40 for the
CPU.
The CPU, and I think the rest are branched off, or was it 40 or 40? I forget exactly.
44?
44, 48. Anyway, I still think we're looking at a lower number of PCIe lanes directly to the CPU, and then they're adding the ones that they're considering that are coming from the chipset, which can often give you more, but it's on a switch, so it's not necessarily to be looked at directly. So they're trying to list a number here that's higher than what AMD is listing, which is 64 for Threadripper. Anyway, unlocked for overclocking, cool. 165 watt TDP, not too bad. 4-channel DDR4 2933 memory support, Optane memory support. Price of $979. That is the 1,000. That's the bulk pricing for 1,000 units. So it's probably going to sell for $999 at retail. So $1,000 for an Intel 18 core, whereas before they were selling them for $2,000.
That's crazy.
That's a nice little price drop. You can look down the rest of the line here. The i9 10940X is the 14 core. The i9 10920X is the 12 core. The i9 10900X is the 10 core. And you'll note that there's no 16 core because I believe, as Steve also mentioned, apparently that was a move to simplify this product lineup by having fewer CPUs in it. Not that they would also
more digits,
apply
more
that
characters.
logic to the actual name of the products themselves or anything. They wouldn't necessarily go that far. But or maybe they just don't want that direct 16 core matchup with AMD's 16 cores. I don't know. That's just speculation on my part. You can see in this chart the various frequencies. It's nice we're seeing 4.8 gigahertz Turbo Boost Max frequencies, but we'll be interested to see how long it can sustain that high frequency on a few cores or 4 cores or something like that. Rest of the specs are kind of here if you guys want to check them out. But pricing for the 12 core is $784. Oh, that's interesting.
Can we just call the SKUs by the 9 and the other number after it? like not the 90, 92, 94, and 98.
Wait, what?
I'm just trying to like find a way that
To simplify the
that
naming
enthusiasts
scheme?
can like refer to these chips without it just being a total clusterfuck.
Yeah.
Because they all have 10s at the beginning, and with the exception of the flagship i9, they all have an X at the end, and they all have a
Okay.
0 just before that. So the only difference is the 9s, like 98, 94, 92, 90.
So it's like you're doing math with fractions, and there's a common
Right.
denominator, so you can just cancel it out or something like that.
Yeah,
I mostly
kind of in a way.
forget how math works at this point.
So do
But-
I, so that's probably why that made
But
perfect
that
sense
would
to
make
me.
sense. So you can just cancel out the X's and
Yeah,
the 10s.
just do away with it. No one who
and you
needs
have
it.
the 980E, the
Right.
940, the 920. No, you can get rid of the 0 too.
That's
The-
what I mean.
the
98, 94.
980, the 94, the 92, and the 90.
Right. And you have the 9000 series, of course, as well, which we
Brilliant.
currently have, but no one's referring to those as the 90, 99 or the 95 or 94. So, it's something we
Alright,
can
we'll see,
maybe
we'll
get
see if-
trending.
We'll see if we
Let's
can
get that shit trending, y'all. I don't know. Too
We'll
much
try
math.
to we'll try to push that for
Too much maths.
people.
While
Alright.
I watch it.
Twitch, you behave yourself. Stop crashing the stream chat tab.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there. Anyway, the rest of the prices are here again. 784 for the 14 core, 689 for the 12 core, 590 for the 10 core. So that also is looking like, you know, Intel needs to compete with what AMD is bringing out. AMD is about to launch a 16 core, which we're expecting to be probably $750.
Yep.
Interesting that Intel is needing to compete with AMD's mainstream platform with their high-end desktop platform. There's definitely going to be, I mean, if you're really trying to choose between those two platforms, it's going to be a question of like motherboard costs and everything. But these are still going to be using X299 for the motherboard. These are not going to be PCI Express Gen 4 either. So, you know, there's going to be trade-offs there. You're going to have advantages on this platform with like memory bandwidth because you have quad channel memory. And of course connectivity because you have a lot more PCI Express lanes. But bandwidth for that connectivity is going to be limited to PCIe 3.0 speeds, which is fine for most people. But I don't know, it's going to be an interesting landscape, I think,
Yeah.
with what's available as
Definitely.
Intel sort of hopefully has more stuff waiting in the wings for next year as well. But arriving in November, according to the article. And hopefully we'll get to take a look at this because so the first we heard was when Steve's live stream was going earlier today.
Yeah.
But it was interesting to watch.
That was fun.
All right, let's move on.
It's fun for all the viewers, not for Steve.
Yes. Steve
Poor-
apparently had a really
poor-
long day. I
poor
I
Steve.
hope he's able to get some rest. All right, let's talk about the 3900X. The 39, it's a 12 core. The 3950X, the 16 core we mentioned, has been delayed until November as well. But the 3900X, 12 core, available.
Yeah.
Or so you would like to think.
Oh.
Actually, really difficult to find.
Woo.
Prices have also been jacked up. So this is just sort of a state of the, you know, search for the 3900X right now. And unfortunately, it's a challenge for anyone who's really excited about that platform and maybe wants to invest in the CPU because you just can't buy it for $500, which is supposed to be the sale price.
$650 on Amazon new right now.
Kyle's looking.
That's the lowest
at
it is
Amazon.
on Amazon.
650 is.
650. That's
That's
150 over.
reasonable if you compare it to the other marketplace sellers out there who are charging $800 and up for it.
Fucking hell. Like
Even-
Newegg?
Even retailers.
Like Newegg?
Well, all right.
$750 to
so
$964.
Don't do that. Somebody.
That's just aftermarket.
This is
or
the
that's just-
actual listing.
that's still a shit ton.
I know, but I want to click on that. And then can you do the new?
Oh. What's this?
So shipped and sold by Newegg. Oh no, order that right now.
580. Why? Just
What?
why are you ordering it right
'Cause
now?
I need one.
Don't you have a contact at AMD?
What?
Don't you have an AMD contact?
Yeah, I didn't consider just asking them, but
You're just gonna spend $580
Corsair is covering it. It's fine.
on a 3900X when AMD will just most definitely send you one.
You think they would? I don't know. I just
Yes.
I rarely just ask for processors.
They
like
sent
that,
me. I mean,
they already-
it wasn't a 3900X, but I mean, I asked if they would send me a 3600X, and they
Yeah,
were.
it's a 3600X. That's not the one that they are.
But I mean, it was like without question, though. Like, why wouldn't they? You get hundreds of thousands of views regularly. Why would they not send you a 500? Like, it's. They get it at cost. Don't spend $600. You can put that towards some.
I
so
already
much
told
more.
you, Corsair's paying for it. Okay.
So they're gonna reimburse you for
Corsair's
it, or what?
reimbursing me for this. And it's.
So you're gonna make Corsair pay for something you could get for free?
Look.
All right.
Wait, why are there 3 items in my?
It's Corsair's money. You're free to spend it as you see fit.
Why is it so much more money now? Oh, I see. They're adding the other items. Oh, hold on.
Wait.
Hold on.
Wait. There's something wrong here.
What's wrong?
I'm out of beer. Would you like
Oh,
more?
Yeah, sure. Why
Okay.
not?
Any
Go for
preference?
Another Boddingtons.
Bottings.
Why not?
A woody.
Okay. Sorry, everyone. I wasn't expecting this to happen right now, but you know, you gotta jump on things when they're available. Order placed. Okay. So as I was mentioning, 3900X, very difficult to find right now. Difficult to find in stock anywhere. Unless you want to buy it at Newegg and pay $80 extra on top of MSRP, like I just did. It's ordered.
All right. Well, strike when the iron's hot.
Look,
I suppose you gotta do what you gotta do.
I could hit AMD up for that.
Yeah.
All right. Wait.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Thank you for watching this amazing stream.
Hope you guys are enjoying yourselves.
Quality content you won't find elsewhere.
Okay. It's really funny though, but this actually corroborates some scuttlebutt from the story.
Uh huh.
So, all right.
Anything to use that word.
Getting back on track here. There are retailers who are overcharging for the 3900X.
Mhm.
That is the choice of the retailers. There are also third-party sellers who are very unscrupulous, who are charging, like Kyle already said, if you look on Amazon or Newegg, third-party sellers charging like upwards of $600, $700, $800 for it.
Yeah.
I don't know how many of those are actually selling or anything like that, but Newegg directly is selling it for $580. That's what I just paid. Micro Center is selling it for $570, and Micro Center is known for low CPU prices, but it is apparently now listed as unavailable online. So yeah, I mean, you have to go in store anyway to get CPUs at Micro Center, but yeah. Best Buy. Best Buy apparently is the only one who still has it listed as $500.
Really?
Yeah, but
Really?
But of course it's out of stock. So, you know, take that for what it's worth.
Hot damn.
But one of the random things from this story is they were looking, as they were researching for the story, they were looking for the 3900X on Best Buy, and there was a comment on the product page that said, "Word on the streets is that October 1st, 2019 is when Ingram Micro, a big distributor, who, at least in the past, because I used to work at Newegg, in the past I know worked with Newegg. I can't confirm now that they still do, but I would, if I was a betting person, I would say yes, they do. What do you?
I found something.
What did you find? Right now?
Oh, it's not available.
Oh, B&H.
Fuck.
Wow.
B&H has it for $530, but it's not available.
It's fine. Like I said, Corsair is reimbursing me.
I was gonna give it to the viewers, not to you.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go. Anyway.
I'm not worried about you, Paul. You
So
can get
somebody in the
hardware, no
comments
problem.
page said Ingram Micro is going to have more stock on October 1st. It is October 1st right now, and Newegg just had stock that they were selling directly, which I just ordered. So good on you, whatever person commented that, who apparently has inside knowledge about Ingram Micro's distribution behind the scenes
What a legend.
goings-ons or whatever. Why is it in such short, limited stock availability? Possibly they're just not getting enough yields of the chiplets in order to make them. Possibly they're reserving really well-binned 7nm chiplets to go in 3950Xs or Threadripper 3s. Or demand for it really just is that high, and they're selling out wherever they happen to go in stock, because 3900X, even at $500, if you compare it to high core count CPUs available elsewise is still a pretty decent bang for the buck.
Yep.
Anyway, and I've got another one. So I don't want to say too much, but the reason Corsair is reimbursing me is because I'm building a system, and that system is actually going to be auctioned off, and then the proceeds are going to go to charity. That's going to tie in with the charity event that Kyle and I are going to be doing probably at the beginning of December.
Yeah.
We still need to nail down the date for that and all that kind of stuff. But
Yeah.
Kyle is going to also attempt to build a system in the same fashion, but his is going to suck compared to mine.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that.
I doubt.
Well,
I doubt
let's see.
you could even
Well,
build a computer.
we
at
should
all.
let the viewers decide. How about we let the viewers decide, and whoever loses has to donate X amount to the charity or something like that. That'd be fun.
Well, whoever loses should.
Or just hang their head in shame
I mean, yeah.
for
I
the
mean,
rest
the
of their
charity,
lives. But also
we'll figure out some details
for a good
that.
cause too. Yeah, we got to talk about that after
a bit
after
of
the stream.
a bit of friendly competition, just to bring out the best in people.
I will murder you.
I'll kill you. Kill you and your family. All right. That's all for that. Let's move on.
Yay!
Windows has. Wait, no, that's. Yes. Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, this is right. Windows. That's a new version coming out soon. 19H2. I originally popped this up because I thought it was going to affect AMD directly, because AMD has certain cores in their processors that are the good cores. AMD has a similar thing. They're called favored cores, and Intel, especially with their most recent processors that feature Turbo Boost Max 3.0, such as the 10 series processors we talked about in the first news story, can signal to the operating system. They have the ability to signal to the operating system which cores are better, which cores are best compared to others. Some cores can run at higher frequencies. There's an update coming to Windows 10. It's the version 19H2, which is actually going to take advantage of this information. Yay! The hardware and the software working together in harmony and all that good stuff.
Turns me on.
This could potentially speed up processing by up to 15% for single-threaded tasks, according to Intel. To provide better performance and reliability, we've implemented a rotation policy that distributes work more fairly among these favored cores.
Nice.
Turbo Boost Max 3.0 is available on the new high-end desktop processors we already mentioned. It will go mainstream with 10th gen core CPUs. And if you're a Ryzen user, and you're like, what about us? Ryzen users got updates back with version 1903, which allowed Windows to schedule workloads optimized for the best Zen cores per die, per CCX, and per package. Yeah, so that's cool. Anyway.
Cool.
Updates to the software to make the hardware work better. It's often results in free performance for end users, which is nice relative to what you had before. So despite the sometimes headaches that can come along with Windows updates, at least there is some nice things that help as well. All right. Ars Technica article here talks about PLC NAND. PLC.
Pulse.
Are you familiar with the different types of NAND?
Somewhat.
NAND flash, the typical name is a type
PLC.
type of memory, type of permanent storage, little chips that go into SSDs, solid state drives. There's various types of NAND flash. When it was first developed, it was SLC, a cell.
Single?
Yeah, so they're talking about SLC, single layer cell or single level cell. Consider the cell as like a receptacle for a bit of data. So SLC stores 1 bit of data per cell.
I'm just imagining like your thumb screw behind bar captive thumb screw logo, but it's like a cell.
Yes.
And there's 1 bit behind it.
Exactly.
1 bit, yeah. Oh, okay.
And if you're reading or writing to these cells, it's cell processing is part of that's.
Shout out, baby.
So shout out to cell.
You the best, Al.
Anyway,
good.
after SLC, which was very reliable, could be very fast, but was very expensive to make and relatively less dense than future versions, they came out with MLC, which is multi-level cell. They came out with MLC and it was 2 bits per cell, and they didn't realize like, hey, MLC isn't exactly the most accurate because if we go beyond 2 bits per cell, then MLC will sound more generic. But whatever, MLC apparently still means 2 bits per cell. There's also eMLC, which is enterprise MLC memory, which is write speed limited to reduce error rates. And then from there, they kept building up from there. They had triple level cell, TLC memory, QLC memory, quad level cell, 4 bits per cell. Now, fuck it, we're doing 5 blades.
Hot
right?
damn!
Exactly. That's what it comes down to. Penta-Level cell.
Pentakill.
They went with Penta rather than
Hexa?
Quintucell.
Quadracell.
Yeah, there was another option. It says it in the article here somewhere.
Quadracell?
But Penta allows them to say PLC rather than QLC, since QLC was already used, I think. That's what that is. Anyway, there's a rundown of the different types of memory. A little bit more detail on how Intel is actually implementing this. They're using floating gate technology, which is different, actually different. Floating gate cell design. It's more expensive, apparently, than the charge trap design that the rest of the industry uses. But Intel says that this floating gate floating gate cell option can be manufactured at a higher density. Cool. There's no products actually based on any of this yet, so it's all just new technology going to be integrated into future products. What this probably means for end users is there might be really high capacity SSDs available at some point in the future based on PLC, but they're probably not going to be super fast. I feel like I have this USB drive. I keep
just pointing at the viewers with it. It's very rude.
It's important.
You never point with the USB.
Holding it
stick.
up like it's important.
Anyway, it's just JPEG thumbnails on it.
QLC media, for instance, already can, in some implementations, have write speeds below that of conventional hard drives. And that's disappointing. Typically, the write speed is what suffers most when you're scaling this up to more cells. So, for example, here is a Samsung 860 Pro, 860 Evo, and 860 QVO, which all use MLC, 2-bit, 3-bit, and 4-bit per cell technology, and you can see the sequential write speed here goes from 530 with MLC to 300 with TLC down to 80 with QLC.
Wow.
There are some popular drives on the market that use QLC. The Intel 660p is one that frequently has a really, really good price per gigabyte
That's why
margin.
it's so cheap.
And it's a great for an NVMe solid state drive. But if you're ever going to actually hammer it for an extended period, it's actually getting its speed via an SLC cache. So it's caching that data. If you fill up the cache, it reverts back to QLC, to writing directly to the QLC NAND, and speeds tank pretty significantly.
Right.
So that's why it is less expensive, because that NAND is also less expensive to manufacture.
Yikes.
So we'll wait and see what happens here. I think this is good news, although just something to keep in mind as tech users out there, that the different types of NAND flash exist, the benefits of some versus the others, the reason why, like a Samsung 970 Pro, it costs what it does versus the Evo, and so on and so forth. So there you go. I guess that about wraps it up. There's a quote from the article. With sequential write speeds to QLC media already decreasing to or below that of conventional hard drives, PLC seems likely to be a niche player that will compete far more with NAS and data center drives than it does with laptop and desktop SSDs aimed at high performance. All that said, if there's a solid state drive option for like some external,
DVR type thing.
DVR, I'm just saying, like some external drive that uses a really low power, that has 20 terabytes of flash storage in it, that doesn't make any noise.
Yeah.
And using for external backup or something.
Like a surveillance drive, maybe.
There's lots of potential implementations of this, where if your real goal is getting more capacity, it could meet it, as long as you don't necessarily need those really fast read and write speeds.
And the one nice thing over mechanical drives is that there's no moving parts.
Yes.
So if there's any movement or anything, there's really little risk of it getting damaged compared to like a hard drive.
No noise. And yeah, because of the no moving parts, they typically draw less power than mechanical hard drives do. All right, here's a follow-up story for any of you guys who use Word with Friends or play Word with Friends. Do you have Word with Friends?
I don't think I've played that.
I had it like a long time ago.
Maybe ages ago, but I can't even remember.
I know I uninstalled it at some
I was like,
point.
Scrabble's so boring. Why would I want that on my phone?
You don't like Scrabble?
It's so slow. Because everyone's just sitting there. It takes 20 minutes to go.
Sit there and stare at it. Well, good for you, Kyle, not playing Words with Friends, because they have had a data breach. This is one of the most popular mobile games in the United States. A Pakistani hacker named Gnostic Players.
Like agnostic?
Gnostic. Gnostic.
With a G.
Yeah, with
Silent G.
Gnostic.
Gnostic.
He said that before September 2nd, he was able to access data belonging to all players who installed the game on iOS and Android.
Wow.
Which is about 218 million users.
Holy crap.
That's a lot of people. On September 12th, Words with Friends parent company Zynga released a statement informing users that their data from Words with Friends, as well as the sister title Draw Something, had been compromised. You use Draw Something?
Nope.
You're okay then. The stolen data includes names, email addresses, login IDs, hashed passwords. Fortunately, thank you for hashing your passwords and not just storing them in text file or something like that, Zynga.
Yeah.
Phone numbers and Facebook IDs. Zynga has taken steps to protect these users' accounts from invalid logins and plans to notify players as the investigation proceeds further. The hacker, meanwhile, apparently is doing interviews, told ZDNet he hoped to put the data of 1 billion users up for sale. By April, he had reportedly stolen about 932 million user records from 44 companies, including Evite, Under Armour, and MyHeritage. I don't know why the article is like, here's an update on this hacker. His current progress towards stealing a bunch of people's data and sharing it online.
He gets an A+ in hacking.
I don't know. It seems to elevate him in some way. That
Yeah. It's like how they glorify like mass shooters and shit.
Not that there's anything wrong with that. Any of you crazy good hackers out there, we have the utmost respect for you.
You're just saying that because they probably hacked your info too.
That's not at all what I'm saying. Anyway, if you play Words with Friends, change your password, and that would also go for people who play that other game too. Wait, the draw something as well.
Draw something. Change something,
You should
including your password.
You should draw yourself a new password.
Yep.
All right, here's an article I'm going to go over quickly because I didn't write any notes for it. But Right to Repair. I'm a fan of Right to Repair. The EU has brought new Right to Repair rules specifically for appliances. Appliances have become somewhat notorious for being designed with sort of a limited lifespan in mind.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people they're like, man, they don't make them like they used to, and that is often the case. I've seen like washers that use mixed metals in the drum and the bracket that holds it that eventually corrodes and eat each other over time.
I think ours are subject to that.
Yeah,
I've seen some like the Samsung ones that we got, which are super nice.
Which are awesome. We love you, Samsung.
I've seen some comments and some videos saying that the metal that's used in those drums are destined to wear out and to corrode over the next 5 or 6 years of continuous use, which is not it's not a very long lifespan when you're paying, $1,000 or $2,000.
Appliances like this should last 10 years minimum.
10 years. It's like a roof.
Like 10 years should be like, man, it only lasted 10 years. It should be lasting 15 to 20, if not more than that.
Yeah, exactly.
They can be designed that way.
Right.
And it just sucks that a lot of manufacturers have decided like, oh, well, in order to like boost future sales, we're going to make products that fail.
Planned obsolescence
over time. And it's not just with
it's not just with phones.
Yeah, not just with phones. It's not just with appliances either. But
right.
it's just one of those fundamental things that I feel like is wrong. And like, I don't want to get into like capitalism versus whatever else. But I like at a certain point, try to make money, but like have some base level of responsibility.
Yeah.
And respect for your customers and respect for like not making a bunch of garbage that's going to go into a landfill somewhere
right.
because products are going to fail or something like that.
Yeah,
that's my stance on it. But good on you, EU, for creating these rules because we'll have to see if this becomes something like where like the U.S. picks it up too, other regions pick it up too, and they just become sort of de facto standards for manufacturing, or if suddenly we'll have like the EU models that are like nicer, and then they'll have like the other ones
American
for
models.
U.S. and other countries that don't have these rules in place that are still going to fail after.
I wouldn't be surprised.
But anyway, all right. Anyway, let's move on.
Okay.
One last.
I have to pee really quick.
Right now you're gonna pee?
No. I'll pee after this. After the story.
We'll have a brief break between segments.
Right after this.
All right, UFD Tech. We just wanted to give a little update on UFD Tech. I don't know if you guys saw the update. He posted one today.
Fucking awesome.
Brett and his wife and their son. All right, so if you guys aren't familiar, and I feel bad, so we feel bad about this. We talked about this a little bit last week, but we really waited too long. I meant to talk about it earlier in the show, but fortunately, where Kyle and I, well, Kyle did a donation, right?
Yeah.
Kyle made a donation. But anyway, wherever Kyle and I have not done enough to sort of bring some attention to this, others have certainly picked up the slack. So this is all good news by and large. If you're not familiar with the situation, UFD Tech, main guy on the channel is Brett. He and his wife have a son. The son has a condition called, where'd it go? SYNGAP. SYNGAP 1. And basically it causes their son to have seizures, like
a shit ton of them.
Like a lot of seizures.
Every day.
It's not a condition that a lot is known about. It's not a condition that's very common. And they have been living in South Africa.
Yeah.
Where
It's fucking rough.
their access to I don't know that much about South Africa. There's different countries in South Africa and everything.
I only know it from what they've said.
So, but apparently it wasn't an ideal situation in them in seeking out specialist help for their son and this condition. So they started a GoFundMe. Their goal is to move to the U.S. So that they can get medical treatment for their son. Apparently there's a lot of details in there if you guys want to watch the video and everything. But there's apparently some other potential research methods that might be available here in the U.S. that they weren't able to get there. So back to the main point. Good news is mainly what we want to share. They did an update video. Their son, who's there, he was in the hospital for like 9 days, but it seems like because of that, his condition has improved somewhat. It's not something that's curable, but the seizures have reduced to the point where they will be able to travel again. That was important because they're going to need to get from South Africa to the U.S. So Brett and his son apparently are going to be able to come relatively soon. Mm-hmm. His wife and they have 2 other sons are going to be following up sometime after that. They have a GoFundMe, which before I show, I want to point out that Brett specifically said, please do not donate to the GoFundMe anymore because their original goal was $10,000. They're now well over $100,000, $113,229 right now.
That's awesome.
So that's really cool. Thank you to everyone who has donated to this, because that's pretty awesome.
That'll be one hospital bill.
Yes.
Everyone's like, oh my gosh, it's way more than they even asked for. What are they going to do with all that extra money? No, that's like one fucking hospital bill.
Yes. And in the video, they talk about different aspects of that. The fact that their son's going to need ongoing care. So, $100,000 seems like a lot, but, especially with medical bills, that's the type of thing that can be eaten through rather quickly. But beyond that, they are also planning on donating a chunk of this money that was raised to SYNGAP research. So if you guys want to look in the description on my video, I put links to all of these, but there's a SYNGAP research fund that they are recommending people go and donate to. So if you guys happen to, have the funds available, if you're interested, if you want to help support research, there's a SYNGAP research fund that you can go ahead and donate to. There's also bridgesingap.org. So we just wanted to give a shout out to Brett and his family. Give a big shout out to, again, all those of you guys who help support.
I bet if you pulled up both videos, the one that they initially posted, the end of UFD Tech, where he initially, reached out to the community, and then you pulled that side by side up with the new video that they just posted, You Changed Our Lives, and you just watched both of them simultaneously on mute to just see their expressions and see their demeanor and just how much happier they probably are right now than they were when they first launched the campaign.
Yeah.
It's probably it speaks volumes, I would think. It's awesome though.
Cool.
You guys rock. You guys fucking did that, so well done.
All right. Kyle now has to pee.
Yes, thank you.
In the meantime,
thank you, sir.
I'm gonna walk us through my follow-up segment here. We've already gone plenty of time on my half, so I'm going to try to move through this next segment pretty quickly. This is Ask the Audience, where we ask you guys questions, and then we do our best. It says sword fight. It's wrong. It's completely wrong. Should I fix it? Does it matter? Sure, why not? Ask. Wait, where'd Ask the Audience go? Do we not have an Ask the Audience? lower thirds here. Kyle, this is disappointing. All right, we're just gonna go LOL OMG. What? All right, ask the audience. We ask you guys questions. You answer. We try to guess what your answers were. That's basically the synopsis of it. So I have 3 questions that are all kind of attached to each other. It's kind of an ABC, and then I've got one more random one at the end. We're gonna start off with this one. I'm interested in how many of you are planning a new or mostly new PC build in Q4 of this year. That's October, November, December. It's October 1st right now. So we thought, I was like, hey, it's Q4. And it's also potentially a popular time for people to build computers because you got the potential for deals. Black Friday coming up. Often the entire month of November now is often just littered with deals because Black Friday isn't enough. So there you go. Question 1. Are you planning to build a new PC in the end of this year? October, November, December. New or mostly new, either way. Second question. If you are planning to build a new or mostly new PC, what platform are you using? And I have 4 main options here as well as other.
Good questions.
In case other is there. Mainstream AMD, high-end desktop AMD, which is Threadripper. Mainstream Intel, currently LGA 1151 for the 9000 series. Or Intel high-end desktop, Core X LGA 2066. What platform are you building on? Third question. If you're planning a new or mostly new PC build, what's your budget for the new parts? And this is just sort of get a range here. This feels like market research, honestly, but I am just curious. I'm curious how many people in our audience are working on something like this. So I just got some price ranges there. So go ahead and choose those. And you know, if you're not planning on building a new PC, then you're not allowed to vote. You can't vote. If you do vote, it's against the rules, and you'll be
arrested,
censured, or something like that.
neutered.
Final question, and all these questions, by the way, are linked in the video's description if you guys want the links. Cell is also posting the links in chat, so thanks for that, Cell. Final question, Halloween, Thanksgiving, or Christmas? All of my questions are sort of related to the end of the year, because it's
cool.
October 1st right now.
It's crazy.
Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas. We have none of the above, of course, because there are people who either don't celebrate or celebrate other things.
Or just don't care.
Whatever.
Yep.
And I hope nobody's offended. I'm not trying to leave anybody out, but I was just trying to keep it to a simple choice of 3 things.
Yeah.
Okay.
So are we starting with this one?
Yeah, no, we're going to jump back to the first question.
Okay.
We'll give people some time to vote.
All right.
Gather their thoughts.
All right.
Give it some time.
We're gonna. It's sort of competitive here, right? So we're gonna try to guess which one they've voted most for,
we can
or at
either
least
guess
maybe the
which
percentage.
percentage.
Okay.
Mix it up here. So, how many of our viewers? Let's just we got 2 no options there. So let's just say for yes.
Right. Yes.
How many people are answering yes here?
I'm gonna say
PC builds
planning on
coming up.
a mostly new PC build in October, November, December. Ooh, that's a good question.
I know. That's why
Because I feel like all the Black Friday deals and holiday deals, this is when people buy the most out of the whole year. So it's going to be higher than what I would have said maybe 2-3 months ago.
It's true.
I'm gonna go with 33%.
The hell is Crafty talking?
A third, a solid third. What's Crafty? What are you going on about, Crafty?
I don't know, it's not related. I just a random question in chat. It's fine. Wait, so what did you say? A third? 33%?
Yes.
33.333?
Yes.
Repeating, of course.
What the fuck is he talking about?
I don't know. I don't even know that was something there were lots of synonyms for. It's fine, though.
Hold me.
Yeah, it's all good.
Hold me,
all right,
please.
so Kyle says 33.3%. I'm going to say more. I want to say more than a third of our viewers planning a new build.
All right. You can look at it right
Results.
now. Oh,
40%.
you won!
40%.
Hate you.
4 out of
Deep-seated hatred of
4
you
out of
right
10
now.
viewers right now.
Ugh.
Excited for new builds coming up. And like I said, great time of year for it. Like a lot of people are like, "Oh, should I wait for Black Friday or something like yeah."
Yeah.
If you're if you're looking right now at retail prices without any discounts or specials going on right now, there's a decent chance you can get a better deal.
What's the cheapest 3900X gonna be?
November. I don't know. Like the newest and fastest stuff, it's a lot more rare for that to go
Yeah,
on,
they're pretty
on
fixed.
any kind of sale. And if it is, it's like, you know, $10 off or something like
Right,
that.
right.
It's usually pretty minimal. But all the other stuff, and that's a nice thing about parting on a system, is like, you know, you might pay just standard retail for your CPU and maybe your graphics card, but you might get deals on the case,
Oh, yeah,
power
memory
supply,
and all that.
memory or whatever
Sure.
else. So that's cool.
Good call.
All right, sticking at 40% though.
Well, I'll take a drink.
We have multiple options. A lot of people satisfied with their current PC. A lot of people, even 25%, who totally would if they had the money. So thanks for your feedback there, guys.
Yep.
Next one. What platform are people using? So I'm going to guess
This is easy.
that AMD mainstream is going to win.
Yeah. I agree.
So
By a
let's make it this. How
What percentage? To what degree?
How many percentage points is AMD mainstream going to be above
Over.
its the number 2 choice? That's I know that's kind of convoluted, but I think it's, you guys get that, right? So if AMD has,
I get that.
If AMD has 40% of the vote, and I have no idea what
It's tough because there's 4 options here, technically 5. So you gotta.
What's the split? What's the spread gonna be?
I think the spread's gonna be like literally 70%.
70%.
At
wow.
least. At least 70% AM4.
Okay.
AMD mainstream. And then
So if it's
everything else
70%,
is gonna be.
So I'm asking what the spread is going to be. So if you're thinking AMD mainstream is 70%, then the next one's going to be
10.
less than 30%.
Right. Exactly.
So you're thinking the spread's going to be 40 points or less. What? 30 points?
Can't we just say what percent to make it easy?
I want to know what the spread is. I want to know how high it is above the next competitor. And the next competitor might even be Threadripper. Who knows? I don't know how.
All right.
I don't know what people
So
are
I'll say mainstream AM4 is going to be, let's just say 70%, and the next one above that will be 17%.
Okay.
So
you're
that'll
talking,
be a spread of
about
50, 53.
point spread. Wow.
53 point spread.
All right. Well, I'm going to take the easy way out and say it's probably going to be less of a spread than that.
You Price is Right,
I know,
motherfucker.
I'll go first on the next 2
I
questions.
hate you.
Okay. What are the results? Wow.
Oh!
Wow, Kyle.
Oh!
You win.
I do.
You win 75%.
Shit.
Damn, dude.
Dude, what is that? I'm terrible at math. So
75 minus
62.
62. 62 point lead there.
Holy
for
shit!
AMD. That's what
Yes.
We got a decent sample size here, though.
Dude,
we got over 450 votes in here, so
I thought if anything, I was going to be too high with my 70% guess.
that's kind of what I was thinking too.
Because you've got 4 other.
mixed around a little bit
You've got
more, but
literally everything else on the market would have taken up the rest of it. So
well, Threadripper 3rd Gen isn't out yet, so
They're all very
the excitement
expensive.
for that is people still waiting on that.
and it's just more expensive.
And I think it's just the most up-to-date technology. It's like if you want a 7-nanometer based processor and you want PCI Express Gen 4, like that's the only platform that's got it right now.
Yeah.
So wow, Andy's really killing it right
Slay.
now. So
Slay Queen.
that's cool. All right, final.
You have to take a sip of your beer.
Oh yeah, sorry. Cheers.
Take a sip of mine too, anyway.
All right, budget range.
Okay.
Just I'll pick one. I'm gonna say 1,000 to 1,250.
Okay. I'll say 750 to 1,000.
Okay. That's pretty quick.
Wow.
It's very spread around.
Look at these big spenders.
Big spenders with all right, so it's very mixed. Not a lot of people going for the super budget.
Yeah.
A few more going for the 500 to 750 range.
Yep.
So this is good. This is actually good
They're all
information for
pretty
me
evenly split.
as I consider like my monthly builds videos and stuff like that, because
They're relatively evenly
I do
split.
feel like the appetite for PCs when it comes to budget has increased a bit.
Yeah.
That's probably to the delight of many manufacturers out there, because there is a long-term manufacturer push towards creating the idea in consumers' minds that the products are worth more money, and maybe they are. You know, that like there's inflation, and there is just the gradual march of better performance from the products themselves. So you know, it's reasonable to state that, but
I'm really surprised that 2000 takes the cake here.
I'm surprised at 2000
that it's even
is in the
tied
lead.
with the 1250 to 1500.
It's
That surprises me.
This is still ongoing, so we've got about 80 votes for each of the 2012.
Still seems to be just barely in the lead though.
But I mean, that's like over 50%.
Yeah,
spending
just
over
over
$1,000. That's even more than 30. That's 60.
Which makes sense.
That's like 70+%.
Yeah,
Spending over $1,000.
that's crazy.
So good to know.
That's a good PC. Anything right now over $1,000 is pretty good.
That's true. You get a lot of performance for your money. Okay,
Oh, yeah.
last question before we end my half of the show. Halloween, Thanksgiving, or Christmas? Now, back in the day,
Heavy
I would have been like, all right,
intensifies.
Christmas is gonna win, so what are the other two,
Sure.
whatever. But I
Right.
feel like there's been
Right.
there's a big community now who's like, Halloween's my favorite,
Yeah,
and whatever.
Yeah, they're all a
Which
bunch
is
of
interesting.
goth fuckers.
So let's go 1, 2, 3. What is the rank gonna be?
Okay. Oh wait, so we're guessing what the rank is. Well, I mean, okay. It's kind of tough, huh?
You can go first because I feel like.
Well,
that's
shouldn't we say it at the same time? 1, 2, 3, and then we say it.
We probably say the same thing, but
You think?
Okay.
Okay.
Christmas.
Oh! I thought you meant 1, 2, 3, and then we say the top one that we,
Oh, okay. 1, 2, 3.
and then we say the one that we think is first,
All right.
and then we go 1, 2, 3 again and say the one we think is second.
All right. So 1, 2,
2, 3. Thanksgiving.
Oh, thanks. All right. I'm saying Christmas.
I'm gonna say Thanksgiving.
1, 2, 3.
Halloween.
Halloween second. So
Okay.
you're gonna say Christmas is third.
I'm gonna say Christmas is third.
All right.
I think times have changed.
Bold.
I think food
Bold.
takes precedent over, like, food is the best gift.
That's true. Several people in chat
Encompasses
pointing out,
everything.
yes, I'm completely aware that this is a limited poll, that there are some people who this doesn't apply to.
Oh no, people are already getting triggered off of this straw poll
Thanksgiving.
on awesome hardware?
Thanksgiving is an American holiday. It's from back when the Pilgrims came and they were really nice to the Indians and never did anything bad to them.
Shot them all. Afterwards.
Shut up. There's
What's for dessert? Bullets! Lead, motherfucker.
All right, let's see what the results are. Christmas.
Yeah,
Christmas,
okay.
Thanksgiving,
I went out on a
Halloween.
limb there.
This was
Of
Thanksgiving,
course,
Halloween.
Christmas is like the favorite child
Yeah,
of the
I mean,
holidays.
it's hard to. It's hard.
It's Superman.
I like Christmas.
I do too.
I do.
I do too.
But I'm older now and I get these like nostalgic. Christmas.
But I feel like,
Family.
see, it's reversed for me because I feel like when I was younger, I liked Christmas because of the presents. And now that we are older, we don't really do presents very much with our family because we have so many family members. We actually just blanket statement, no Christmas presents at all. We just hang out, we eat, we play games, whatever.
Jeez.
No presents whatsoever. No presents in the whole family.
Is there an enforcer who
It
walks
is-
around?
It is amazing.
making
No
sure-
one had to enforce it because nobody in our family, and I'm sure this goes for everyone in existence, likes to go to the fucking mall or online shopping for 30 different people in your family, or even 5 people in your family if you have a
got that
small
many,
family.
it's,
It's a pain in the ass, and our Christmases and our holidays have been so much more or less stressful ever since we instated that rule. But Thanksgiving food is always the fucking bomb diggity, and
Now,
so that is the crown.
It's very practical and pragmatic. And if I may offer a suggestion that might get you bah humbug Grinches to embrace the spirit of Christmas.
We do a white elephant.
A little bit more.
We do a white elephant.
A white elephant is fun. I was gonna say, for times when we have gift exchanges and there's just too many people and not everyone can buy a gift for everyone, we've done like draw names before.
Yeah.
So we put all the names in a hat. Everyone draws a name,
Secret
and then you
Santa
buy a
type
name.
thing.
You buy a present for one other person, and
Yeah.
everyone gets a present.
We've
And
done
that
that
way,
as well.
everyone can open presents on Christmas.
True.
Your family should do that. It would bring joy back into your lives.
We do a Secret Santa / white
It's
elephant
not the
every
same.
year.
Not the same.
Just it's exactly the same thing.
All right, that's gonna wrap it up for my half of the show. Thank you guys so
Yay.
much for watching. If you want to hit the thumbs up button on this video, you're welcome to do so. Shout out to your everyday tech who still has consistently been making timestamps
Legend.
for the live shows. We
What a
greatly
legend.
appreciate that. Link to Kyle's half is down in the video description.
Yep.
And that's all.
Yes.
Thanks, guys.
We'll be right back.
Right.